everybody, welcome. It is October 14th, 2019. I decided that I was going to do a random love reading. Please take it how it resonates. This is a very general read, so if it doesn't resonate with you, it's not for you. Don't worry. There's tons of other readers on YouTube. But if it does resonate, please do like, share, and please don't leave the channel without subscribing. You can hit the notification bell to get notifications about every time that I upload. But the subscription is important because my favorite thing in the world is to go live. And you can't do that unless you have a minimum of 1,000 subscribers. And I'm new to YouTube, even though I've been reading for several years. So yeah, please do subscribe. So like I said, this is going to be a general read. If you come across this video and it's not the 14th of October, that's fine. Divine timing, right? It's fluid. Whenever the messages are meant to come to you, they come to you. Yeah, I hope that you are well. And what else? Oh, if you would like a private read, very important. If you're looking for specific information to do with your situation, a private read, please just reach out. My contact information is in the description box below, and we can set up a time for that. Things are pretty busy right now, but we'll make it happen. And yeah, welcome to the channel. All right, so I'm gonna find out what the collective or what the viewer needs to know right now in October regarding love. Ooh, here we go. Ooh, oh my. Okay, whoever gets this reading, this is pretty exciting. Do you like that? Oh, interesting. Okay. Oh my goodness, wow. Some big stuff coming out right now. Oh, nice. Interesting. Okay. So it's funny. I'm doing a love reading, but I'm using the Psychic Tarot by, I think it's John Holland. It's too many cards. So there's going to be cards that are not specific to a love situation, so we just apply them how they resonate. Oh, ooh, interesting. Okay. Yeah, okay. Okay, we got a lot of cards here, so I'm just going to try and make sense of some of it here. Wow, interesting. Okay. So I'm going to just tell you what the story is here, and then we'll get some clarification. But what's really amazing is that the first card that came out for our love reading is Passion Ignited. Ooh, that's pretty exciting. Look at that. I love it. Okay. So what's really amazing about this card here is that it represents actually the Ace of Wands energy. So that's fiery energy. It is sexual energy. And what I really love about this card is that you can see that it's really heart chakra based. So oftentimes when we think about passions ignited, we're going to be thinking about, which was the next card, the sacral chakra, right? The sexual energy. But what I like about this deck is that it's sort of a combination of that. There's real passion, but it's also passion of the heart, excuse me. And this person truly looks like they are in ecstasy, but it's coming from this fire of the heart. There's something coming in for whoever, I'm jealous, whoever this reading is for, you know, there is something coming in and it's really real. It's got so much passion. It's got so much fire and energy behind it, but it is grounded in the heart space, and that is really important because without that foundation, truly being in the consciousness of love, things break down after a while, and that's a really, really important thing to be aware of. You can't, how do I put this? Yeah, passion is great. Passion is very important. So is very good sex, right? Good sexual energy. We love that. Very important. But that can have an addictive quality to it if we haven't done our sacral chakra healing. So do be aware of that. that's something that you struggle with, codependency, attachment, all of those delicious chemicals that get released in our brain and body when we have sexual interactions with people that we're very attracted to in the physical realm, can lead us to having love feelings that might be an illusion because they're not based on foundation. It's really, really important not to go down that route. So be grounded in the heart, but it looks to me that whatever is coming into you, this new connection that's coming in, is heart-based. And because it's based in the heart, it's going to feel like a connection like you've never had before. Maybe you haven't had a lot of firmly grounded relationships. Maybe you're waking up to your attachment style and recognizing that you've been attracted to people who weren't good for you. And then with that recognition, that moment of enlightenment, now all of a sudden you're bringing in someone who's way, way better for you because, excuse me, you're entering into what I like to call conscious relationship rather than just like dating for the sake of not being alone. That's not something we want to do. And the reason why I get the feeling that that's not what this relationship is going to be about is because we get the Nine of Pentacles energy. It says material harvest, but this card to me always represents the simple pleasures, the, my back hurts, really, really appreciating the everyday luxuries, for example. So in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, which is this one here, the card that this represents is a woman walking through this beautiful garden. She's got an amazing gown. There's birds around her. There's pentacles growing off of these, vines that are heavy with fruit. She's not the queen, but she's got a queen energy about her. And, regardless of your gender, you can embody queen, empress, delicious divine feminine energy. And to me, that has, I always joke and say it's the Beyonce of the tarot deck is the Empress. It's really knowing one's worth, right? This relationship that's coming in is going to help you stay on that train, but the universe isn't going to bring you that relationship unless you're already on that train, and you need to be driving that train. Don't expect someone else to fill your cup. Don't expect someone to come in and rescue you, save you, teach you how to love yourself. That's not healthy. That's not real love, and you know it. It might be hard to receive that message. Don't shoot the messenger. But this is a hard lesson that I had to learn too, right? So being in the practice of self-love, feeling lush, working on your projects, material harvest, being focused on treating, and material can also be like the physical, working on your body, not so that you look a certain way, but so that you feel a certain way, getting healthy, taking care of yourself, working on your creative projects, really, really investing in yourself, and then the relationship can come in. And when it does, it's just like this fire, both in the sacral chakra and the heart chakra. That is so exciting. If you want a relationship, you want it to be like this, right? Heart-based. Because if it's just sacral, if that's what you're looking for, that's fine. But there tends to be a point where that sort of breaks down and you're like, okay, well, this can't continue because feelings start to develop or you just part ways. And if it's just the heart and there isn't any sexual connection, with the exception of people who would identify as asexual, because they're people who don't necessarily have desire. If it's two people who are in a relationship and that works for them, that's fine. But generally speaking, most folks do need that fire as well, in addition to the romance. So that's a nice combination for us. Keep working on your Nine of Pentacles energy, and truly, you will come to the completion of a cycle, the completion of the codependent cycle, the completion of neediness. It's like your eyes open when you embody the Nine of Pentacles energy, which is really filling your own cup. It's recognizing your worth. It's walking into a room being like, I own this. I'm worthy, without being cocky. We don't want that. Really, really showing yourself some love. The world is yours. And this card in this deck, this is the World card, but it's the Universe card. So it's even bigger. Things open up even more. Maybe you've got lots of options, or maybe this connection that you're in, this love relationship that is starting to feed you and heal you on a sexual level, begins to make you feel like the world is your oyster and like you can do anything and you can have anything because you are in that vibration of love. Hurt people, right? Doesn't mean that they're bad. It means that they're hurting, and so they're perpetuating their own feelings and projecting them out on others, either through a grasping and a neediness, so seeking love from only external sources and other people, and eventually that results in them being pushed away. So if you feel that you only deserve to be pushed away on a subconscious level, you'll end up manifesting that for yourself through the neediness, and then someone not being able to do that anymore for you. Or you'll actually just push people away and then you never get what you want. You're like, I don't want to be hurt. I don't want to be hurt. That's not what I want. I don't want to be pushed away. So instead of even engaging in relationship that could be really healing and good for you, you end up just being afraid of it, running away, and trying to like beat that person to the punch and be like, well, you can't hurt me first because I'm just going to hurt myself first. And it's like neither of those situations is showing you love or self-worth. So don't do that. Allow the love in, recognize your worth, your worthiness, and the richness of your life, the things that you already have. This is the attitude of gratitude card, honestly. And the world just opens up to you. It's like the veil is lifted. This love opens your eyes to what you're worthy of. But you have to start that train. You have to get on that vibration, even if it feels uncomfortable at first. The person comes in and you keep mirroring each other, right? That's divine counterparts as opposed to karmic relationship, right? So if you ever want me to kind of explain that to you, let me know down in the comments, and then we can talk about the difference between divine counterpart, karmic relationship, all of that stuff. Then we get the Seven of Pentacles, patience and planning. It's interesting in this deck, so we see the seasons here and then the columns. The two columns, that two energy is reminiscent of the priestess, so doing shadow work. And then there's patience, and the patience and planning card has all the seasons in it. Seven of Pentacles is actually like the get to work card. This is a relationship that as you open up, as you start to really engage in what I get the sense is like a tantric connection, spiritual connection, deep, deep, cosmic connection. So exciting. It's going to take work, and the work is to find balance. It does take patience. It does take planning. It does involve recognizing the seasons of yourself and the seasons of relationship. Relationships are not always hot and heavy, like that summer energy, right? And then fall is, things start to fall away. It's not that you can't be, have those beautiful, loving, juicy feelings all the time. I don't really believe in like honeymoon phase, but there is sort of like extreme new relationship energy phase. When that starts to fall away, truth gets revealed. Who are you really? Who am I really? Are we really suited to each other? The attraction is still there. Hopefully it doesn't fade, but the recognition that, this is who I really am. I do have vulnerabilities. I do have flaws. Are we suited to each other? Do we really want to work together as a team? So that's shifting into fall. And then winter is like hibernation mode. And hibernation is actually an extremely restorative time. So you're not always going to be sexually charged. You're not always going to feel love. You're going to have days, hopefully not months and months like the winter, but you're going to have days where the connection doesn't feel like it did in the summer. And we need to learn that that is not the point to run and hide or to throw it all out the window. I remember watching an episode of Friends. I was rewatching, it's an interesting show. That sort of humor isn't really PC anymore. Anyways, there's some interesting jokes back then. But I remember there was one point where Chandler and Monica, two of the characters, they have their first fight in their relationship. And Chandler sort of buggers off and thinks, oh, it's over. That's it. We're done. I messed it up. And Monica finds him and is like, Chandler, that's just our first fight. You work through it, you talk about it, you sort things out, you listen to each other's feelings, and then you come to, an agreement of some sort and you move on. In partnership, not in separation, right? That is adult relationship. That is mature relationship. That is divine counterpart type energy. Even if this isn't necessarily your divine counterpart, who knows? It's a very general read. But that's mature relationship, and that takes patience and planning. That takes patience and planning, and that's the winter energy over here, right? And then spring, there's like rebirth. When you actually decide to do that work and you move through the winter phases, which is like first conflict, recognizing someone's quirks that maybe aren't the cutest thing anymore, deciding that you want to move forward with a person anyways, working through it, and all of a sudden something gets born out of that winter into spring that's like this. It's a new incarnation of relationship. It's different than the summer. It's fresh and it's beautiful, and the roots are really, really deep, right? That's the spring energy. So it's almost as if the universe recognizes and rewards, right? This one here, 3 of Pentacles energy, the patience and planning. So moving through that phase of challenge, which will come to everyone, ultimately is rewarded and recognized by the universe by something so beautiful. So, so beautiful. An even deeper kind of love where there's still passion, but it has more meaning to it. It's more grounded. And then we got the fertility card. Now, this is really important to note. Don't ever depend on tarot readings to let you know if you're fertile, if you're pregnant, or any other health-related thing. Very important. Don't use tarot for that. Go see your doctor. 100%. This is not medical advice. But the card fertility came up. So this card is talking about that spring phase. And look, so this is the passion ignited. She's like, wow, this golden ring, I feel so amazing. It's like this love of holding this person in my heart, and it's so fiery, and she's kind of holding her belly and below, followed by the sacral chakra. That's sort of the first format that this relationship took. And then going through that winter, you move into this, like spring is about fertility, right? The fertile ground to grow a relationship unlike anything you've ever had before. It's different. And it's still based in the heart chakra. See that there, right? But this is an older person here, whereas this is younger. So it's not specific to the person. It's about maturity and relationship. It's like instead of just having the enlightenment of, oh my gosh, I'm now in this beautiful divine relationship, it expands outwards. And it's like, wow, the things that I'm learning from this relationship are developing into an expansion of that enlightenment, becoming even more aligned in who we are. And it predicts unbelievable growth, not just in relationship, but in yourself. I love to see the little leaves growing out of, it looks like her hair, but she's sort of growing into this tree. This is like a whole new you. There's something extremely transformative about this relationship. So if that's coming into your life, it's very exciting. Congratulations to you. Yeah, it's so juicy. Passion ignited, sacral chakra. Remember to embody your Empress energy and really, really appreciating the little things. Knowing your worth, really, really important. The universe opens up to you in this relationship, and there's so much clarity for you. I think it also brings some clarity about the types of relationships that you've been in the past. I'm like, oh my God, what was I putting up with in the past? Like, I'm worth so much more than that. And when you decide that ahead of time before you've even met someone in relationship, you just decide on your own, I am worth so much more, then those people start to come into your life, right? So if this person, hasn't arrived yet, they're on their way, but your responsibility is to embody this richness, this juiciness already, and then be very, very clear about who you are and the fact that you deserve the world or the universe, and then this will start coming to you That is so exciting. I love it. And then remember the seasons of relationship, how we transform, and all the seasons are necessary. You can't have the fertility and the gorgeousness of that spring, this tree energy that she's embodying. This is like putting roots down, foundation. This is real relationship, building something enthusiastically together. But that comes from doing the work, and doing that work will be recognized and rewarded by the universe in the form of that really, really beautiful foundation. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, so now we're going to go to our teeny tiny Wisdom of the Oracle deck, which when I ordered it, did not realize that this was a knockoff. So at some point, really like to get the full-size new version of this. So if anybody wants to book a private reading, then I can use that money and buy us a better deck. But for now, we have our teeny tiny version. Sorry, I promise never ever to order a knockoff ever again. Truth be told. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. Tell your truth into the world. Reflect on it and then open your heart. Don't close down if the past relationships that you've had have been making you feel like you're never going to find what it is that you want to find. Give yourself love first. Do the shadow work. Take off the mask and then show this is who I am. And I love the owl. I had a dream about an owl last night, so this is pretty trippy. The owl represents wisdom, obviously. We know that archetype, that energy, like know thyself. Know thyself, know your truth, and then you don't have to, shout it into the world, but open your heart. And it's like, it's interesting because it's like, are those hearts drifting out or coming back in? We don't know. Probably both directions. As you release your love into the world, it starts to come back to you, but you have to drop the mask. And that's the only way that you're going to open up and manifest someone who's dropping their mask too. Otherwise, you're just going to end up being with the same type of people, people who end up appearing one way and then ultimately the true colors are revealed, and it's like those relationships, you don't survive the winter phase, right? You sort of, summer ends and then fall comes and the masks start to come off, and then those people either don't appreciate your vulnerability and your openness because no one's perfect, you're human, or you can't hold them in their truth. This goes both ways. So start being your true self and be open. Some people are very intimidated by emotional maturity and vulnerability, right? But emotional maturity and vulnerability are superpowers, in my opinion. So essentially, when you do that and you just start walking your talk and speaking your truth and living your truth as much as you possibly can, instead of hiding to try and fit into what you think another person wants you to be, like those are the relationships that are going to fall apart anyways. You don't want that. So truth be told, speak your truth, be your truth. Okay? You want to do that for sure. And then I sort of see it as like, these hearts are sort of like going outwards and these ones are coming back in. So you will receive this beautiful, beautiful love. Oh my God, I love this reading. Yes. Yes, the first random love reading, and it's so gorgeous. Whoa, oh my God. What's the soul of it? Yeah, okay. So, round and round. This is about karma. You want to burn off the karma? You want to not be in karmic relationships anymore? Gotta step up into your own truth. You have to change first into what it is that you want to receive. So if you want someone who truly respects and values you, you have to respect and value yourself first. That's it. And if that means time being single, maybe you've never had that before, maybe you've been going round and round and round from relationship to relationship, or being single but feeling really sad about it and upset about it and feeling like that makes you less of a person because you're single. Like, no. We have to learn to be okay with being on our own and enjoying that time. And that's one of the most difficult lessons for some of us to learn when there's a codependent tendency or we're just so used to being validated by other people outside of ourselves. This is the lesson. This is the lesson. So please, please remember the round and round card. you can change the cycle, but you can change it, not somebody else, right? So take those steps first. Then we have the milk and honey card. Ooh, don't you want to be like that baby elephant swimming in a giant bowl of honey and milk with a rainbow and then the face of Spirit looking all creepy above there? I love Spirit. I love Spirit so much, but these cards are kind of funny. They have a face in every one. It's kind of weird. Anyways, yeah, milk and honey. This is like, oh my gosh, wish fulfillment, dreams come true. It is so delicious. Yes, yum. That's the type of relationships that we want. We want creamy, sweet, delicious relationships that are nourishing, that are playful, that there's so much goodness. And this is like springtime energy for sure. And you can get there. But it does involve doing your work and loving yourself. Okay, so now you know, for all those interested, there is a passionate relationship coming in. It's so exciting. It is heart-based. Okay, it's going to feel amazing. You're going to feel like your heart is on fire. Stay grounded. Don't get completely swept away by the sacral energy. You need healing on the sacral chakra, right? So focus on yourself, focus on your projects, focus on your worth, all of that. Look at the bounty you already have. Don't put all of your happiness or all eggs into one basket or one person. The world will feel like it's yours. Things will start to unfold and there will be massive clarity in this relationship. It's going to be so healing and it's going to be opening you up to things that you thought you could never have but you deeply desired. It's not going to be easy. It takes patience, planning, collaboration, and recognizing the seasons of relationship. And you will be recognized and rewarded by Spirit for doing that work by the spring of the relationship, fertile ground to build and grow something absolutely beautiful and profound. I am so excited for you. Remember to speak your truth. Be who you are first. The right people will gravitate towards you so that you can break that karmic cycle and stop going round and round in circles. And then it will take you to the feeling of the land of milk and honey. Okay? So beautiful. I love it so much. Congratulations to whomever this is for. Sending you so much love. If you're looking for a private read, please feel free to reach out. The information is in the description box below. Please subscribe to the channel so that eventually we can get 1,000 subscribers and go live. Share the video, like it, do whatever you want to do. There should be a notification bell as well if you want to get updates from me. Thank you so much, and I'll see you soon. Bye.